be impacting the global market action impacts our overnight markets as well. So how is the setup looking like for our Indian markets? How are the stocks, or which are the stocks that we should be keeping an eye out on? What are the FNOQs that we'll be keeping an eye out on? We have a team of research joining in with us to set us up for trade and tell us the important stocks to watch out for as well. Good morning, Gaurav, as well as Sudarshan. Before I come to you all, I'll just take you all through what are we watching out for in terms of important cues that we are keeping an eye out on in terms of Indian markets. Now, obviously, US also gave us a strong handover coming in overnight, right? S&P 500, Nasdaq closing at those record high levels. We had those mega cap companies like Alphabet, Tesla. All of those were buzzing in trade in the trading session for US markets yesterday because of their earnings that they expected to report this week. Also, update that came in from Scott Bessent saying that US will not be rushing in for trade deals ahead of this August deadline. So that will be important to watch out for. In yesterday's trading session, we saw a bit of a pressure coming in from FIIs because they sold 1,681 crores, while DIIs were net buyers of around 3,500 crores. Important earnings came in post-market hours, so Indian markets would be reacting to that as well. Some of those mid-cap companies. So keep an eye out on DCM, Shriram, PNB Housing, Sagar Cement. Good numbers that came in from these companies. So we could see a bit of a move here, while some bit of a muted performance coming in from Havells, Oberoi Realty, CIE Automotive, some of the names that we'll be keeping an eye out on. Today, important earnings to watch out for. We have Colgate that will be reporting numbers. Creditex has Grameen, M&M Financials, 197 Communications, Dixon Technologies, some of the names that are expected to report numbers. So we'll keep an eye out on the move on these stocks during the trading session. Important cues today that we'll keep an eye out on. Jane Street will be allowed to resume trading in India. This is what the SEBI has said. There are some conditions that apply to this, so keep an eye on that. RBI is conducting the government bonds auction, so that is important. And 361 WAM, we'll keep an eye out on that because Bain Capital affiliate there's a block deal that is expecting here, so we'll keep an eye out on that. Now, Nifty yesterday closed above the 25,000 level. Important support level for Nifty is 24,800. Today, where we move will be key to watch out for. But let's go across to Gaurav, who's here to tell us which are the important stocks to watch out for. Gaurav, good morning.
Well, let's talk about PNB Housing. A good set of numbers is what we have seen here. 23% growth in net profit, and this was basically because company actually reported recoveries which were higher than expected. Havells India, on the other hand, actually reported weak set of numbers. Profit actually declined almost by 14% on a year-on-year basis, and this weakness was specifically led by Lloyd and ECD segment. Sagar Cement, once again, actually, when we talk about this company, the company actually reported profits after 4 consecutive quarters of losses. And at the same time, there is another news flow here, is that the management has now proposed to enhance grinding capacity at one of its facility in Madhya Pradesh at a cost of around 120 crores. So there is expansion plan which will keep the stock in focus today. Bajaj Finance is definitely going to be in focus because there is a management reject. Mr. Anup Kumar Saha has resigned as managing director, and Mr. Rajiv Jain will be taking over as Vice Chairman and Managing Director of the company. SBI is also going to be on our radar today because company has completed its QIP. The largest QIP of 25,000 crores is what they have completed, and they have also mentioned that the demand was actually 4.5 times higher than the actual QIP size. Brigade Enterprises is also in focus today because company is acquiring 20 acres of land in Bengaluru for around 580 crores. With this, they are planning to get a project worth 5,200 crores on a mixed use development setup. Lastly, let's also focus on Shyam Metallics because board meeting is going to be there where company will consider fundraising today.
Okay, Gaurav, thank you so much for that. But let's go across to Sudarshan, who's here to tell us the important cues in the world of FNO that we should be keeping an eye out on. Good morning, Sudarshan.
Good morning, Vinny. So we started a week on a very strong note thanks to the financial heavyweights like HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank. Both the companies are the top Nifty contributors as well as the top contributors to Nifty Bank. And at the end, both the stocks ended the day's high, and that helped Nifty close firmly above 25,000. Also, Nifty Bank with healthy gains. For today also, GIFT Nifty following global cues is indicating a positive start, currently up almost 50 points. Now talking about the flows. In the cash market yesterday, we saw FIs selling around 1,700 crore, but it was fully offset by DIs, which I bought more than rupees 3570 crore. In the index futures, after like so many days of selling, yesterday we saw FIs buying nearly 600 crore. And also, they have reduced short positions of almost 3,100 contracts. And as far as long position is concerned, there was a minor reduction of 240 contracts. Now, FI's long exposure remains around 15%. On the option front, 25,200 call has seen shedding of around 14 lakh shares, but addition was seen in 25,300 call. On the put side, 25,100 put has seen addition of almost 50 lakh shares, and 25,000 put has seen addition of more than 33 lakh shares. Now, support for Nifty, immediate support will be 25,040, and if we breach that, next support comes around 24,900, that is the yesterday's low, and resistance comes around 25,330, that is the 20-day moving average. Now, talking about the stocks in focus, two stocks remain in the bank, and those are RBL Bank and Bandhan Bank. Two stocks have come out of the bank, and those are Hindustan Copper and Angelone. Apart from this, keep an eye on Eternal and Ultratech because the management commentary was positive after the earnings.
Okay, Sudarshan, important updates coming in there. Keep an eye out on Eternal and Ultratech also on the back of management commentary. Thank you so much for that. But